Welcome to another video on excretion. In this chapter, we'll be talking about primarily the role of kidneys, the formation of urea, and the other structures involved in the excretory system, especially the ureter, urethra, as well as the hepatic portal vein and the liver. So now coming back, question number one: what is correct for the formation of urea? Urea is a nitrogenous product mainly made from amino acids, and it is the waste product. You need to know that urea is the preferred form of excretion in humans, and it varies from other animals such as birds, which will release the nitrogenous waste product in the form of uric acid. Now, in question number two, so the answer over here is that it is made from amino acids and it is made in the liver and it is excreted in the kidney. Which labor structure is the ureter? The ureter is T. It basically connects the kidney to the urinary bladder. Which are the most predominant nitrogenous compounds excreted from humans? As I told before as well, that kidneys release the urea, and urea has the most amount of nitrogen compounds. And if it is not released, it would lead to toxicity in the human body and would lead to hyperammonemia, which would eventually lead to alkalosis in the body. Why is glucose found in the urine of diabetics? I told you before in the previous chapter that there is excessive amount of glucose in the body of diabetics due to insufficient release of insulin, and thus the total capacity of the body to take uptake of glucose has been fully utilized. So the answer is that too much glucose is absorbed by the kidney cells. Now in question 5, which two substances are present in dialysis? So the substances which are entering would obviously be those substances which would be needed by the body and not those substances which have to be excreted. So the useful substances are glucose and salts. Why protein? Which process occurs in a dialysis machine? Yeah. So materials, but what happens in dialysis that there's a partially permeable membrane, and is those people whose kidneys are unable to filter out the toxic materials such as urea, the essential nutrients such as glucose are supplied to them through a partially permeable membrane by the process of diffusion, and similarly the waste products are removed, such as urea. So the answer is B. The downward concentration gradient is the same thing. In this picture, we just have to tell you the correct labels of each of the following organs. Now, the kidney are always paired organs. However, you need to know that a person can survive with one kidney as well. In the case of kidney transplant, if he's a donor, he can survive with one kidney. So number one is kidney. Number two, this is the bladder. This is the ureter. This is the urinary bladder where all this urine is stored. Number four is the urethra. Now another question which is often asked is the constituents which are pass through the urethra. You need to know that both sperm and urine pass through the urethra. However, at a time only either sperm, semen or urine can pass. Now, in question number 8, which of the following substance cannot diffuse? Obviously, insulin cannot diffuse through the dialysis membrane since it's needed by the body. And similarly, in question number 9, protein will not diffuse. Why? Because of its large size. It can diffuse through a partially permeable membrane. How is loss of protein prevented? Again, the same question is asked. I've asked you before that partially permeable membranes prevent the diffusion of proteins. In question 11, they asked it which substances can be removed by the kidney machine. The waste substances, urea and some salts. Question number 12, which vessels contain the highest and the lowest concentration of urea? So after the kidneys are filtered, the urea and it has to be excreted from the and it released and it goes back to the heart. So number 4 contains the lowest amount of urea and the highest amount of urea is the when the liver basically produces all the urea and it goes to the kidneys for excretion out of the body. So number 3 contains the highest amount of urea. Number 13, what is not an excretory product? Not is written in bold. So what is excretion? Excretion is the removal of metabolic waste products from the body. So now in question 13, you clearly see the answer that undigested food in such as the fiber you eat from foods, whatever is undigested. If it's undigested, it isn't excreted. It although it's removed from the body, but there's been no digestion on it. So the other three cases are all of excretion, no matter whether it's through air or through urine. These are all modes of excretion. Now in question 14, they have asked you where the following things have to be placed. You need to know what's the purpose of a bubble trap. A bubble trap is inserted when the blood is means supplying to the patient. And why is the bubble trap inserted? It is inserted so that no bubbles can reach the gas chamber and lead to an embolus or, for example, gas in the human blood and thus disrupt the normal homeostatic mechanism. And why is the water path needed? We know that for normal enzymatic activity, human's normal body temperature needs to be 37 degrees Fahrenheit. So the bath is needed for temperature control, and obviously these both need to be set at the beginning when the fluids have to be passed into the human body. So here the blood is from the patient. So here none of the following is required. Only the roller pump is required. Okay. Now the bubble trap has to be placed at Y. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. So the bubble trap has to be placed at Y, and the water path for control has to be placed at X. Since the fresh dialysis fluid needs to be maintained at a constant temperature. Question 15 is again the same B is the answer. Thank you for listening to the video.